In this episode of Akram's Ideas, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy sugar-free apple pie filling, so stay tuned! Hello and welcome. I'm Akram Tagaviveris, and you're watching Akram's Ideas, bringing creative and crazy ideas to life. We all know that apples are absolutely delicious, not to mention the health benefits that come from eating apples. Now, while apples are perfect on their own, my favorite way to eat an apple is, of course, an apple pie. But before you can make an apple pie, you need to make apple pie filling. So in this episode of Akram's Ideas, I'm going to show you how to make a sugar-free apple pie filling that can be used in a variety of applications. To make our apple pie filling, there are only a few ingredients that you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need some fresh apples. And I know that many recipes require a specific type of apple, and I am no apple guru. I just find the apples that I like and I think look good enough to use for the pie filling, so I don't use any specific apples. I actually like the red delicious apples the most, I would say. I know a lot of pie recipes require green apples, but for this recipe I'm actually going to be using the red, I think they're just red delicious apples or regular apples, an apple of some kind. And again, you're going to want 3 to 5 of these depending on their size. These are kind of medium-sized apples, and so I'm using 5. If you're using much larger apples, you can use about 3, and it all depends about how much filling that you want to make. Along with the apples, you're also going to need 1 tablespoon of butter. You'll also need a 1/4 cup of sugar, and since this is sugar-free apple pie filling, I am using Splenda. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is peel your apples. Traditionally, apple pie filling is made with wedge-shaped apples, but I thought that it would be nicer to have more of a bite-sized type apple, so you get more apples in the pie than just those long wedge shapes. So actually what I do is I kind of just cut my apple up into cubes. Now that I've got my apples all diced up, it's time to start putting this apple pie filling together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my saucepan, and I've added the 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to take this over to the stove top and melt the butter. You're going to put your saucepan on a low-medium heat setting, and you're going to let that butter kind of melt up a little bit before we add the apples. So I'm just kind of going to slowly put them in the pan here. Just like so. And you're going to take your cinnamon and sugar, which we've kind of mixed up and blended a little bit together, and you're just going to go ahead and sprinkle it over the apples as you stir. Go ahead and stir this all together, making sure that all the apples are covered in our cinnamon sugar mixture. You're going to keep this on the stovetop for a little while just to soften up the apples. You'll get some juices flowing out of the apples, and once it starts getting nice and juicy, that's when you're going to take it off the stovetop. There it is. There's your apple pie filling, all cooked and ready to go. At this point, you can put this in your pie crust and bake it for apple pie, but the filling can actually be used in a multitude of different applications. You can actually put this inside of a cake mix to make an apple flavored cake, or you can add it to monkey bread, muffins, a variety of different things. You can even cook this a little bit longer on the stovetop where the apples are a little more softer, and then take it to a blender, blend it all up, and you've got homemade applesauce. So as you can see, there's lots of things that you could do with this apple pie filling mix. Now, I will say one thing, longevity or the life expectancy of these apples aren't very long. You want to cook with them as soon as possible so they don't brown or go bad or anything like that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Akram's Ideas, and if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up so I know what kind of videos you guys look forward to seeing. And as always, don't forget to follow Akram's Ideas on social media or subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!